30-second. Hey, Kathleen.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me here. I really appreciate it. It's good to see your face again. It's been
I know it's been too long.
Yeah.
It's hard to
Has it
believe.
been like a month? I think
A
so.
month. Yeah, a month. Can you believe that?
No, I can't. Time just flying.
I know. We have some. We'll let a couple people trickle in. Hey, Karen, welcome in.
Hi, Karen.
She's one of my regulars that comes to my chats. I do chats at least once a week, but I've been working on getting monetized, and I'm almost there. So I've been doing more live chats.
Does that help? Is that something that, like, is it one of those things where the more you do,
yeah, it helps my watch hours.
Excuse me.
You're fine.
Oh, awesome.
Hey, Christy Betts, welcome in.
Hi, Christy.
This is my friend Kathleen, who's also an author. You guys may have seen her if you watch my video of the Bridges of Friendship that I have up here. She was one of the authors that attended the event. A month ago, we were just talking about that. I can't believe that, Kathleen.
I can't either. That was a really great event. I'm so glad that I could come. It was really, really good.
Me too.
You did an outstanding job, you and Susan and Lynn and the hubbies and
thank you
and everybody. Yeah, how long did it take you to kind of decompress and come down from all of that? That was a lot of work.
You know what? Hey, Tell Us Treasures, welcome in. That's my sister, Cher.
Hi.
That's Sherry. This is my friend Kathleen. Mom met her one year when she was back here.
Yeah, that was the first time we met. We were like, oh, hey, let's go out to dinner together. And we ate at Yoder's.
I know, right?
Yeah, I know, because when I pulled up there that last month, and I was like, oh, this is where we had dinner. So
I know,
really
right?
Cool.
Is that weird or what?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tuber Chat, what's up? Welcome in. Meet my friend Kathleen.
Word up.
Hey, Jan, welcome in.
Hi, Jan.
Oh, look who's here. Hey, Susan. I know it says Christine, but it's Susan.
Yes, we can see you. Hi, Susan.
Who else?
I'm so glad you're here.
Yes, welcome. Hey, Anna's Mobile Home Life, welcome in. Michael's Adventures, welcome in.
Hello.
Oh, Tuber Chat, thank you so much. I appreciate the share out. If you guys can remember to hit the thumbs up and share this video out, it helps up my channel as well. Stitching It Up, welcome in.
Hello.
We're going to talk about some stitching today. Well, maybe some crocheting or knitting today. So welcome in. So thankful you're all here. Maybe. I have mine's over there. Yeah. You know what, Kathleen? Because Rich and Lynn were still here after.
Mm-hmm.
It took me, believe it or not, it took me several weeks.
Oh, no, I believe it. I'm sure.
And I've never had, like, I don't know what it was, but it was a lot. And I enjoyed every bit of it. But it took me several weeks I feel like now I'm back in my groove. Does that make sense?
Good. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I'm not planning another one already.
Are you? When is that one going to be?
It was so funny. I know it doesn't make sense, but I was sitting here one day and so a couple of the people that, were there, we're going to do a Zoom meeting to gather again.
Okay.
So I want to keep the connections that were made. I know we're all connected on Facebook, but we need FaceTime together.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people there that had hurts, and as you know, we prayed over many people, and there was a prayer jar filled with prayers, and those are the people I want to continue to connect with and see how they're doing. So don't feel alone, that they have a place to turn, like maybe once a month.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah. And anybody's welcome to show up, but it's one of those things though. It's like whatever is said in this group has to stay within this group. It's a confidentiality thing because I don't want it to get out, on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
So I posted this November 1st. Now this was 2 weeks after the event.
Mm-hmm.
I said, this is me talking to myself. Atina, what are you thinking? 2 years away? I know, but I have to book things. So September 2026 it is.
Okay. All right.
However, and I haven't announced it yet, I called to book everything again and they were all booked up. They were all booked up already.
What?
Yes. But I do have the dates.
Okay.
So
what's going on during that time that they would have okay.
I don't know. I didn't ask Daryl. But yeah, I was like, well, this is why I booked 2 years. I told my husband, I said, this is why 2 years out I book.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joe did a beautiful post in the group. We went the following Friday. We went back up, Rich and Lynn and Joe and we, I made, I don't know if you saw the baskets of the books. We got 200 books donated, Kathleen, at the event.
Oh, wow.
They couldn't believe it. Wow. We blew the socks off of them. Yeah.
No, I'll have to go look at that video. I'm almost never on Facebook.
That's okay. It's in the group.
But yeah. Okay. I'll have to go look at that. That is awesome.
Yeah. 200 books. And then of course we did the silent auction that brought in some money too. And we donated all that to them. And I got a really nice thank you letter back. So.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah. Yeah. They were blown away. They couldn't get over all the books. So I was really,
that's wonderful.
Yeah.
I love hearing that.
And we got a tour of if you don't know what we're talking about, friends, there's a facility in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and it's called the Clinic for Special Children. And I found out that it's a medical facility, Kathleen. And what they do is there's a lot of health issues amongst the Amish and Mennonite for many different reasons.
Yep.
This facility actually is able to hone in on some of those problems and get treatment for them. And that's what they do there.
I think there's a similar clinic in Middlefield area in Ohio.
Yes, there is.
They have one. I think it's DDCC, something like that. But yeah. They did a big auction a few years ago that I got to go to. That was really great. So it was the first time I'd ever seen cow patty bingo in action. Have you ever heard of cow patty bingo?
No.
Well, it's like you imagine and possibly not imagine. So Middlefield has a fairgrounds there, and every Monday they do a market. And so they've got a big area. I mean, it's not huge. Middlefield's pretty small, but it's the 4th largest Amish community.
Okay.
So, so when they had the auction, I mean, they were auctioning off like broom sets, and they had quilts, and they had auctioning off food, just everything that they could auction. And so once all of that was over with, they said, okay, clear the floor for cow patty bingo. So they started marking off this concrete floor with squares, and then they would bring the cows. Well, I don't know how many cows showed up because I had to leave. I was so mad I had to leave. And so they just you figure out what number, like let's say I-17 or whatever, and if the cow poops on that, you get to mark it off your bingo card.
No, you mean that's what they actually do?
Yeah, it was something similar like that. And so it was like, wow. Which I could have seen it now. Oh, see, there we go. Now, okay, now that I'm saying this, it might have been a little bit different. Now I'm starting to second guess myself. However, they were bringing a cow in when I left.
Okay.
So that might have just been for decoration. They used dry discs or something like that. I was so mad that I had to go.
Oh yeah.
But because I was like, unbelievable. The best event of the night, and I have to go.
You had to leave. Well, it's funny. They do hold auctions for this place. I think it's in May. I think there's 2 different auctions up there in the community, and I've never been able to attend. It's on my list to go to.
This one was really good. It was my first Amish auction, but the great thing about it is you got the Mennonite community coming in. You have people coming in from Pennsylvania.
Yes.
So there was like a big mix of folks just coming to support this clinic. And now that I think about it, I want to say it's a children's clinic as well.
Yeah, I think there is one in the Ohio, because we talked about it, because we got a tour of the facility, and Joe posted pictures. Go look in the group and you'll see all the different things that they do. But like their one blood test, like the lab work, they have a lab there.
Oh, wow.
One of those tests it's $550 that they do run. So that in itself is what families, they don't have to pay for it, because there's a lot of different ways, but still, it was an amazing facility. Amazing. And then the facility in front of them, they're not connected in any way, but their new facility going in, but it's like a school / daycare center for those of special needs in the community, where the parents can bring their children and stuff and get help, just to get a break from life with them. So,
right.
Which I think is really
that's
nice.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, that's an example of the community coming together.
It is, isn't it?
It's what the Amish do.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. Cool. So I was up there 2 weeks ago, and I stopped at my friend Anna Ruth's house, and I told her a little something. Both Joe and I got moved over all of this, and we a light bulb went on in both of our heads, Joe and I. And I need to do some more research, but she's going to actually take me to the special needs school. There's one not far from her. And I said, could you do that? She goes, absolutely. And I'm like, I would be so appreciative of that. So I get to go observe that in the near future. So.
Oh, yeah. I'd like to hear about that.
Yeah, I will. Hey, Maritza's Yarn and Crafts. Welcome in.
Ooh, I got yarn. Aha. Got a project I was working on. I didn't know if I would, I got to keep my hands busy.
You are more than welcome to crochet when you're chatting. So friends, if you are not aware, and if Kathleen Fuller is new to you, I have at the very top of the chat, let me get up here. Her Facebook link is here, or this is her website, KathleenFuller.com. You can go check her out. Here's some fun facts about Kathleen. I posted on here. I got them off her website. And she is on all social media almost all social media platforms, and I've listed her links here. Please go check her out. Show her some love. Give her a follow. She's on Instagram and Facebook. It was in the year 2017 that we met.
Oh, wow. Was it that long ago?
I don't know.
That sounds right. That sounds right, though. Yeah. Wow. I can't believe that.
I know. I met Kathleen at a book signing, up in Pennsylvania. My mom and daughter were with me, and one of the other authors had to leave, and she had said, yeah, Tina's staying. So we connected at that book signing, and we drove back into Lancaster and all had dinner together at Yoder's, and we have been friends ever since.
Yep.
And yeah, so it's been a blessing.
Same here. Very much so.
So Kathleen, let's get into it, and let's tell everybody a little bit about who you are and why you write and how you got started writing. What was your inspiration for all of it?
Okay. Well, if you read the little section that she posted, started writing in 2000. And around that time, my youngest child was 3. And then my older 2 children, I was homeschooling them. I'm a former special education teacher, retired now. And I was trying to figure out a ministry. And I started reading Christian fiction, and I never really had like a super desire to write. I took a journalism class in high school, and I always did well in my writing classes in college, but it was never something I thought I could actually do. But I did love reading. I've always loved reading. So at the time of trying to figure out a ministry, I was reading Christian fiction and really enjoyed it. Francine Rivers was my first Christian author. I had no idea that it even existed. And I read The Last Sin Eater by her, and I was hooked. And so at our church, one of the pastors there did a sermon about expanding your boundaries, and I had never heard about that. And so I was like, well, God, please show me how I can expand my boundaries so I can speak about my faith. And then it was like, well, try writing. And but it was more, it wasn't like, I felt like God telling me to try writing, but it was kind of one of those convergent things where I was like, I think I might want to try to write a story. And then going, oh, wow, this actually would expand my boundaries if I could do this. So with the naivete and hubris of somebody who doesn't know what she's doing, I just sat down and wrote a story on a computer. I got up like 5 a.m. every morning and wrote this story that was awful. And then I was like, I got to learn how to do this. So I took a correspondence course, joined Romance Writers of America, learned how to write. And in 2001, I got my first call from Tyndale for a novella. And so it was my very first book sold. And it did happen fast. I mean, I started writing on January 1st, and then this was 9/10. It was September 10th of 2001. I have to get that right because I'm so used to saying 9/11, that I got a call that they wanted to publish my novella in an anthology series. The next day, 9/11 hit, which also happens to be my birthday. And then it was just like, well, things were kind of chaotic after that. And then, but when things started settling down, it was time to get back to work. And then I had another novella that was accepted. And then I had a dry spell where I didn't have anything accepted. And so I know with a lot of writers, they usually write for several years. Well, for me, I kind of went out of the gate. And so I had to learn a lot about writing along the way. I feel very fortunate of that. But I also learned how to handle rejection during that time. And then around 2005, I believe it was, my agent at the time asked me if I would be interested in writing Amish. And since I lived 40 minutes from Middlefield, I said, oh, sure, why not? And we actually had a farm at the time, a subsistence farm. So we raised cows and pigs and chickens and all kinds of stuff. We had a big, big garden. My husband had a tractor. It was funny the other day. He said, I just miss riding that tractor. I just want to get in the tractor and just drive it. He loved it. He loved farming. He was at his happiest when he was farming.
Oh, I bet.
It's just you can't make a living at it. And we had, 3 kids, and my mother-in-law lived with us. So anyway, I learned about the Amish, and I made a friend, Maria, and then Thomas Nelson picked up A Man of His Word. And that was it. And I started writing Amish. I've been writing Amish since 2005. Yeah, 2005. Yesterday, I actually got a little award. It's a nice award, and I was really surprised because my second Amish book has sold 100,000 copies.
That's awesome! Congratulations.
So they sent me an award for that. So I've just thrown that in there because as of yesterday, I didn't even know this. So since then, I've written, I want to say 66 books, something along those lines.
Okay.
And then I branched out from Amish, and I'm writing like sweet contemporary, clean reads, low spice. They're coming up with different names to try to interest readers to just pick up just a nice sweet romance. So I've been working on those, and so that's awesome. The nutshell of it.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Christine.
What I want to know, Kathleen, I'm a horrible writer. So you take somebody like me who just can't. Ask my sister. I'm terrible in English language. It's the hardest language to comprehend. And I don't even know where to start writing. I just start writing. Does that even make sense? That is exactly what a writer does.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you. I tell people that they want to start writing. You start writing. I mean,
just start writing whatever.
You start writing whatever, and that's actually something I learned from Nora Roberts, because sometimes depending on who you're listening to, writing books and things like that, it's like, oh, I've got to wait for the muse to strike, or like I've got to have the special pen or whatever, be in the special spot. No, just put something on the page, even if it is hello, 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 whatever. Because once you have something on the page, you have something to work with.
Okay.
And then you can look at it and you can read it and you can go, oh, I don't want to say that. I want to say this. And so every time I start a book, and this is very common for writers, no matter how long they've been writing, you think you're not going to be able to write again. That last book, that was it. I'm done. I'm tapped out. I don't have any more talent. I don't have any more, perseverance. I'm out of words, whatever. But really, it's just putting something on the page. So you've got it. That's 90% of the battle.
Really? And when you do something like that, I'm picking your brain, Kathleen. That's
go ahead.
For reasons. Do you submit it over there? Do you have a format, or does your editor format your stories for you and then tells you, hey, we need to move this over here, or can you add to this, expand on this?
Okay, so typically the process is I write a rough draft, and Amy Clipson's my critique partner, so she looks it over, or she works with me brainstorming. We have different ways of how we help each other with different books, and then I will send it to my editor, Becky, and she'll do what's called a content edit. So she'll look at it for overall story. Does the story make sense? Are the characters making sense? Are the characters interesting?
Sure.
And then so she'll get back with me within like a month, and I'll have a letter, and she'll give me, and I've been with her for like 15 years. I love her. She's great. She has taught me so much. And so then I do a revision. Then I send it to back to her. And if she thinks it's okay, she'll send it on to what's called a line editor. And the line editor is the one that'll make sure the timelines match up, do some wordsmithing, making sure, everything sounds good. And I need that because I'm terrible with details, and I'm terrible with timelines and ages. And, they make sure that are the eyes blue in chapter 2, and they're still blue in chapter 30.
Okay.
Which I've been known to actually change names in the middle of a book. I mean, it's just, it's a lot to think about. Editors are so important, and there's behind the scenes are the unsung heroes, and it's amazing.
Okay.
And then after that, it goes to a copy editor who does the punctuation and the style stuff. And then I get it back in what's called typeset pages. It used to be called galleys, and I still call them galleys. And I go over it one more time, change things if I need to, and write the discussion questions and the acknowledgement and thank yous. And then it goes off, and it's, there's also the art department that's working on the cover. The marketing department has a whole plan for how they're going to get the word out. So that's how it is for me as an established author. If you're a new author, if you're a new author right now, it's you basically need an agent. And I do have an agent, and so the agent will submit the work. But since I'm with the same publishing house, I just submit it straight to Becky.
So if somebody wants to write and they want an agent, how would you suggest that they go about getting an agent? What's your best thing?
I would say networking is good, and if they want to write in the Christian publishing area, joining ACFW, American Christian Fiction Writers, is a great place to start, because there's a lot of experienced writers on there. There's some editors, and I think some agents belong there. And it's been a long time since I've been a member of that group, but their website has a lot of information. There are, you could just do a search for agents on the internet.
Yep.
Or you can go to the library and get what's called the Writer's Market, and they put that out every year.
Okay.
And that has a list of all the publishers, all the agents, all of that.
Okay, that's really good to know.
Yeah. So you can even reach out, like if you have a favorite author, or, when you read a lot and you see them, on social media, I mean, you could reach out and ask them as well. I mean, they may or may not respond to you, depends on how busy they are.
Right.
But I know a lot of writers want to help up and coming writers. So,
that's awesome.
Because we have always been helped. When I started writing, I had a lot of writers that helped me along.
That's awesome. Well, I told you about one thing that I was working on. I don't want to make it too public right now, but but there was something else that both my husband were inspired about and started creating together already.
Great.
So yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. So
Well, you just let me know when you're ready to talk about it.
That's why I was just asking. I will. I don't want it like out there.
Yeah.
But friends, so you're gonna laugh at this. I'll be honest with you. I don't even know where this book must have been given to me. And it's by you. And this is the second book in the Mysteries of Middlefield. This is one of Kathleen's books here, The Secrets Beneath. Do you remember writing that book?
I do remember writing that book. So here's some behind the scenes stuff. I wrote it a long time ago. It's actually for middle graders. However, a lot of adults read it. The mystery part is very light on mystery because I found out when I wrote that series, I don't really know how to write mysteries. But, oh yeah, that's me.
That's your autograph.
So the girl that's on the cover of that book, she is wearing the cap and dress of one of my friend Maria's daughters. Maria, yeah. So Maria allowed, she loaned me the clothing, and I remember picking it up from her house because I didn't know that they would keep their caps in a bucket to keep the shape, like a 5-pound ice cream bucket. So I don't think they store them like that, but anyway, she put that in there to keep the shape, and I mailed it to Nashville where my publisher is. They used it for the photo shoot and then sent it back to me, and I dropped it back off at Maria's house. So that was very cool.
That is very cool. Does anybody in the audience right now have a question about writing? And then we'll move on to the next one. If you do, could you type it in the comments and I'll pull it up so Kathleen can answer it for you? That's a lot of great information.
I'm glad that you found it helpful and not too long-winded.
No.
Like,
take a drink of water. It's all good. So
yeah, and if you guys, if they think of any questions and they, as we're talking, if it comes to them, yeah.
So here's the funny thing, and I'm glad that she came up today, and this is how this became today. Kathleen is working on going live on her social media. She has would phobia be the right word?
Yes. Well, and I picked that on purpose because it is a phobia. And I don't like being on camera. I like talking to it. Actually, this is really good, and I feel very, very comfortable because I can see you. So as a teacher. And I do a little bit of public speaking. I haven't done it in a while, but so I don't have a problem getting up in front of an audience. I used to get super nervous, and I think I get nervous in a way that's healthy. It's like, well, I got to get up there and I'm a little nervous, but I'm okay. And then once I start talking, I'm fine. So this is just like having a conversation, which I'm good at. Yeah. But when it's just me looking at my face, looking at the camera, all I see is everything that's wrong with this. And then my mind just kind of goes, it kind of freezes. So I started the video. So one thing, marketing has changed in all the years I've been in publishing, and now it's video. And so I've been highly encouraged to do videos, and I have been highly resistant to doing videos because of my video phobia. And I don't like taking selfies. I don't like being in pictures. I hate it. So I decided that I really just have to, jump in feet first. So I decided November 1st, and I decided on November 1st.
Okay.
I didn't even think about it. I said, I'm going to do this video challenge. I'm just going to be honest and admit that I hate the camera and that I really struggle with this. And so I made a challenge that every day I would post a video. And so far, this is day 13. I have one to post later on. I have done that. And on top of that, it's been surprising because I'm not a very consistent person. I mean, I'm very consistent in my work, but I get bored easy. So just the fact that I've been able to do something for 13 days straight and not drop the ball is amazing in itself. Yes, thank you.
Bravo.
And so
bravo. I know, I've watched them.
To give Tina props, she's been super, super encouraging in this little videophobia journey of mine, and so I really appreciate that. I did a video
Oh,
yesterday that
you're
kind of explained
welcome, friend.
why I haven't
I
been
love it.
responding to comments. Did you? I don't know if you saw that video, but just in case people haven't.
Well, I watch them and then I give you just a big woohoo
Thank
type of
you.
comment because I just think it's great. I need to share them is what I need to do, and I'll start sharing them on my page.
I
Over on
appreciate
Facebook
that.
on my book review page too. So that's what I'll start
Oh,
doing.
that would be fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Because this is all over.
This is what?
This video that we're doing here, I put it all over so everybody could see. But I told you you're going to do great. I told you it's very relaxed, calm atmosphere.
It is.
But
yeah.
I remember the first time I did my video live on YouTube and I'm by myself. And after a while, you get tired of hearing yourself talk. And
yes,
and
then and I do a lot of uhs and a lot of looking up when I talk and gesticulating and all that kind of stuff. So I've got some things I need to get a little bit more under control. But I just appreciate you being so encouraging. And I did this video yesterday about why I haven't really responded to comments, because another thing happened is I had told myself that I was going to try not to let comments and views influence me. And when I go to look at it, though, it's a mind game. I'm only, this is me doing it to myself. I'm like, yeah, nobody's watching this. Nobody cares. I'm stupid, blah, blah, blah. It's interesting that I was able to put myself out there in writing, because there is a vulnerability in that, because it's your writing. And then when it's your stories, it's very vulnerable.
Yeah.
That was so much easier than, putting my face on a camera. So, so at the end of the month, I'm going to go and respond to everybody, because I felt bad, because I think I'm ignoring them, but I'm not. I just don't want to focus on that.
You can't respond to everybody. Just remember that. You can't respond.
Well, I can now.
You can. I mean,
there's enough on there I can respond to.
Okay, but just know the more that you have to keep doing it, though. What you may want to start doing is a set schedule. So your fans will go, oh, Kathleen's going to be live today, and they're going to come and watch you. Do you see what I'm saying?
You know what? That's a great idea. And the only reason I'm like balking at it a little bit, because you said the word schedule and sets before it. But yeah, I do need to do that, because I know the algorithm likes that stuff. And, it's the whole goal is to, I'm not on there just to chit chat. I'm on there so you guys, I'm on there to sell books. So you guys get the word out about my books.
That's right. And we're going to get you guys, she has some new books that are fantastic coming out. And guess what? There's going to be a giveaway. Woohoo! So that's the one thing that authors, and when I do my reviews, we always give away books. So, but we do have a question there. Jan from Simply Jan Homestead asks, do you think it's better to have a publisher opposed to self-publishing?
Yep, that's a great question. And it's one I get all the time. So I have an answer. It depends on what you're writing. So I write in the romance genre. And so there's a big need for romance books, or, whether they're clean or they're, a little bit more on the spicy side, are very popular. So like mysteries and thrillers, publishers are always going to want more of those books.
Okay.
So going with a traditional publisher, or trying to go with a traditional publisher, it would be a good first step in that case. If you're writing something that's more niche, or something that's nonfiction that is niche, then self-publishing might be the way to go. So for example, there's a gentleman that I've been talking to, and he's got a book of poetry. So poetry would be something he would probably want to self-publish first.
Okay.
And the thing with self-publishing is you're not closing the door on traditional publishing at all, because if that book does well on Amazon or whatever platform you publish it on, you own the rights to it. You can submit that to a publisher, or if a publisher is interested in it, maybe they've heard of it, and then do what's called a hybrid type of deal. But I would say if you're going to do something that's very, very niche with a smaller audience, then self-publishing is the way to go. And the good thing about self-publishing is that you get to control the rights, and you also get more of a payout that way. When you're selling to a traditional publisher, you'll get what's called an advance, and then you'll and so that's basically them forwarding you money as you write the book. And then when it goes on sale, you have to make enough to pay back that advance. And then after whatever you make after you've paid back the advance is a royalty rate that's negotiated with the publisher.
Okay.
But the publisher aspect of it, if you go with the traditional publisher, you get the editing and the marketing and
Right.
the cover. So all that said, if it's something that you think would reach a smaller audience, self-publish it. If it's something that would be interesting to a ton of people, then try traditional publishing.
Okay. I hope that helped, Jan.
Yeah, I hope so
answer your
too.
question. So Susan says, I think you look great. This is going back to when you say you look terrible.
Thank you.
Yeah. Christy says, I don't like being on camera either.
I'm finding a lot of people empathize with this or sympathize with it. I didn't realize so many people had the struggle I do.
Yeah.
In this world of photos and selfies and stuff, to me, it just seems like there's so many people that enjoy being on camera. But I've had several people say, yeah, I don't like it either.
See, Christy, it's so funny because as a child, I was always in front of the camera. I loved my picture being taken. Not so much anymore. Not a fan of it anymore.
Well, you look great. And that picture of you with all the leaves that you did, the selfie you took,
yes.
I was like, oh my gosh, that was an amazing photo.
Thank you. Do you know where I took that at? Antietam Battlefield.
Really?
That's my favorite battlefield to go to.
Oh, wow. Have you been to Shiloh before in Mississippi?
No.
You ever get a chance to do that? That's amazing.
Is it? No.
Oh, yeah. That's a really, really neat place to go.
Oh, here comes another great question from Christy. Are your books on Kindle?
Yes, ma'am. They are on Kindle. They're also on audiobook as well, audible.com.
Okay. Do you read those or does somebody else read them?
Somebody else reads them.
Okay.
Which is good because they hire voice actors for those. And, I'm a former teacher of the blind and visually impaired. So I have recorded books before, but I'm not an actress. So I've been told I have a pretty soothing voice, especially when I read. Oh, well, thank you. I have been known to put people asleep. Somebody named James H. Fuller that I'm married to. But so anyway, so I don't have like the acting chops. So when you get an audiobook, you can listen to the actor's interpretation of the characters. And so I love audiobooks. I think they're awesome.
That's awesome.
I do not listen to my books though.
Okay.
And I don't read them either. Although I am going to start like reading the first chapter and just record that just because I think readers enjoy the author reading a little bit of it, but not anything major. But I don't, because when I read back what I've written, I'm like going, I need to fix all of this. And it's that inner critic. I have a very strong inner critic, which helps me when I write, but it also is to my detriment if I don't control it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I can understand that. Those are some great questions, everybody.
Yes, thank you very much.
So let's go on to your next thing. We're going to talk a little bit about your next thing. If you don't know this, friends, hold on a second. Christy, you're cracking me up. My husband used to tell me to tell him stories if you couldn't fall asleep.
Aww.
I guess if I can't read, I would do audiobooks, but I get my own idea of what the characters sound like when I read a book. Yeah, me too.
Yes, me too. And they sound like something when I'm writing them too.
Right.
Yeah, it's amazing because when I'm writing, I see them and hear them, and I'm going to sound crazy. Thank goodness I'm a writer because I can say this stuff. I see them and I hear them like I'm watching a movie. So
that's awesome.
It is kind of interesting. I mean, every once in a while, I'll get a clip of an audiobook, and I'm like, well, that's not exactly how I thought he or she sounded, but I think voice actors do an amazing job.
Yeah, absolutely. They have to. I forgot what I was going to say. So, oh yeah, friends, if you did not know, Kathleen has a wonderful hobby. You want to talk to us about what your hobby is, Kathleen?
Yes, my obsession is crochet. You can kind of see, let's try to.
Do you have
I'm looking
anything
that
on
way.
hand that you can just like hold up?
No, I have something right behind me. Do you see that mandala back there?
Oh, yeah,
It's a
yeah,
big
yeah.
doily.
Very
I
nice.
made that. That's a hula hoop. That's
Oh,
how
is
big
it
that is.
really?
Yes. And I love crocheting in the round, but that was a nightmare. I'll never do it again because the doily itself wasn't hard to crochet, but I got the hula hoop and then I had to wrap yarn around that. And then I had to crochet the doily onto the hula
Oh,
hoop and make sure it was all straight. And I'm terrible. You're not good with words. Thank you very much, Karen. You're not good with words. I'm not good with math. So it's not exactly, well, it's very far from perfect. But yeah, that's an example. I make a lot of stuff. If you go to my website, I actually have crochet patterns on there that have been designed by a crochet designer. There's a couple of knit patterns that go with my Maple Falls series.
okay.
And I'll be, and I also have I should have brought it. I don't have it. It's in the other room. I also designed a little book bag. It's just a little purse that you can stick a book in. And that pattern is for free on my website.
Okay, that's
I
good.
make all kinds of stuff. I love crochet. I learned how to do it as a child. My grandmother crocheted a bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got older, I moved on. I used to do cross stitch. When my kids were little, I did a lot of cross stitch. But when I hurt my back in 2015, was when I started having back problems. I picked up crochet again, and I saw on YouTube that they had a lot of videos. I could never read a crochet pattern, but I would watch videos and learn how to crochet. My grandmother was brilliant. She was an immigrant from Romania, and she came over here in early 1900s.
Oh,
Couldn't read, third grade Romanian education. Just amazing. She owned her own business. I mean, she did a lot of stuff. She made
wow.
bathtub gin during the Depression. Lots of interesting things about grandma, but she could look at a picture and duplicate it. She never had to look at a pattern. I can't do that.
That's amazing.
It was absolutely amazing. They weren't always like perfectly straight, but that's the beauty of it because they're homemade. So anyway, I started picking up crochet again, and I haven't stopped. I
That's
crochet every
awesome.
single day. I get up in the morning, I have my coffee, and I crochet and catch up on the news because I can read and crochet at the same time, depending on what I'm doing. And then in the evening, I do some crochet before I go to bed. It's
Well, do you have any tutorials out there, videos basically, of you crocheting and teaching?
um I made one, but I didn't put it out there because did I mention I have video phobia? I have it on my phone though. I actually I made the Two to Tango bag that goes with my Two to Tango book, and I did a tutorial of that. So I've got to get that edited and get that up. So that's in the works. Now that I've set it on the air, I need to get it done.
We're going to
Um,
hold her to that, friends. Okay.
yeah, you know what? Hold me to it.
Oh, I will.
I have a deadline. Yeah, no, please do. I'm serious about that because
Okay.
I have a deadline right now. I'm working on revisions for a book coming out next year.
Okay.
And you're welcome, Jan. Thanks for the question. And so once I get that done, then I'll have more time to put that video up and maybe do some other ones.
Okay. See? Karen, that's wonderful.
My mom was the same way, Karen, and she would admit it. It wasn't like, this is a secret. Mom's a terrible teacher. She would just be like, you know what? I don't have patience for this. And she wasn't like
Right.
she was an impatient person. But it was the same with cooking. So, yeah, my mom really couldn't teach me, and of course my grandmother, she kind of taught me a little bit the basic stitches. But yeah, YouTube is a great resource.
Thanks, Tammy. That's Mountain Grandma. She's
Hello.
listening while she works. So thanks,
Great.
Tammy.
Thank you
Um,
for joining us.
so my mom is a knitter and a crocheter. She taught me how to crochet. I remember I crocheted my very first hat, like toboggan hat with the pom pom on the
Hmm.
top. It was in green and yellow because where I lived in California, those were the colors of the city I lived in when I was a cheerleader. So we,
Oh, okay.
um, the one thing, my mom's a good teacher because she taught, but the one thing I didn't like about my mom when she taught is if I made a mistake, I had to rip it out, and I didn't want to rip it out.
Oh,
Like she's very meticulous, and my sister knows this too. She's very meticulous when it comes to her work. I mean, she does beautiful handwork.
yeah.
And so I can appreciate it now as you're older, right? And it's like,
Yes, I wish I was like that. So when you're knitting, I don't know, did you learn how to knit at
yeah, I
all?
know how to knit and purl. That's it.
Okay, that's
Knit
all
one,
I
purl
know.
two.
So, so here's what I learned when I started learning knitting, and I had a friend of mine's mom try to teach me knitting, and she got so frustrated with me because I couldn't figure it out. And I have dyscalculia. I have a learning disability, so which was one reason why I went into special ed. And so even just counting regularly can throw me off. Calculations, directions, it's a terrible thing. But I've adapted to it.
Right.
So with knitting, you really have to be. It's hard
Oh, I know.
to yeah, I mean, you make a mistake and it's like if you don't catch it, then you'll like be in a world of hurt 7 rows later, and you have to
Yeah.
rip it out. But see, crochet is not like that unless you're very meticulous like your mom. And there's a lot of people that are. I'm not. You can hide stuff in crochet, and I'm an expert at it because I'm like, you know what? I'm not ripping off stuff unless it's falling apart. I go back and I can hide stitches. I can double stitches. So crochet is a lot more forgiving
More
in
forgiving.
that
Yeah.
aspect. So if you want to pick it up back up again without the worry that you have to rip it out, nope.
Nope. I actually
Okay.
picked up my yarn last night and started crocheting. And I just,
Oh, okay.
just to keep my hands going last night for some odd reason and
Mm-hmm.
listening. And my friend Lisa goes, "What are you making?" I said, "I don't know. I'm just crocheting row after row. there's
There you
there's
go.
there's nothing. I'm just crocheting. It's not going to
Mm-hmm.
be anything. I maybe have 20 stitches that I chained on in this. Yeah, we'll see.
Well, yeah, because I mean that's how you start. It
Yeah, it
always
was
starts with
just
a chain or a circle. Yeah.
well, yeah, 'cause I can do granny. I know how to do the granny. I made my daughter a huge blanket one year, and it was one big, huge Granny Smith
Oh,
sweater
wow.
in purple and pink. She was when she was in college.
Oh, how fun. So
Yeah.
there's a craze going on now. I know granny squares are having a moment, or they were. The
Yes.
the trends just happen so fast. So it's a hexagon cardigan, and so you make it out of 2 hexagons. And a hexagon is basically a granny square with 2 extra sides. So if you ever want to adventure out, and I've actually a couple jackets that I wore, the crochet jackets I wore, I don't know if you remember at the event, were
Hmm.
just hexagon jackets. They were
Interesting.
2 hexagons, and then I joined them in the middle with a panel, and then I lengthened them because I'm big and tall, so I had to do that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Well, I saw these really cute little. They were made out of 2 granny squares. It's a little chicken. It was just
oh yeah, oh
so
you need that in your
super.
life,
And
don't
I was
you?
like, that kind of inspired me to pick my needle back up. So who
Yeah,
knows? Yeah, I was looking for
yeah.
the free pattern. I'm not going to pay for the pattern, but if I can find a free one, I may whip one up. I think it'd
Oh,
be
I'm sure
cute.
there's one out there.
All
So my
right.
mom was great at knitting, crocheting. Wow,
Yeah.
that's
I don't think I
amazing.
have a picture of my mom. She made sweater for my daughter for herself. I mean, Sherry, are you there? And not just that, even when my sister had, um, it was the first granddaughter in the family. My mom she had a smocking machine. Do you know what a smocking machine is?
I think so. It,
It
it,
looks like
it
it's a
makes
whole bunch
this
of
small.
gathers.
This,
Yeah.
yeah.
So she used to do that for my niece, my
Oh
sister's
wow.
daughter. Yeah. I mean, but she also sewed, growing up, our clothes were sewed a lot. And then when I was in high school, she crocheted. She sewed all of our uniforms.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah.
I did some sewing when my kids were younger. I was never really any good at it. I enjoyed it though. I mean, I've always been very crafty, very artsy person. And
Okay.
so I sewed like little bitty dresses for my girls. My two daughters and a son. I sewed Matt a shirt one time, and but I got away from it because you're in front of the sewing machine. And so with crochet, I can talk to people when I crochet. I
Right.
can, it's more, I can watch TV or I can read now.
Because you can
But
feel you can feel your way when you're crocheting versus knitting. Like if you drop a
Mhm,
stitch or skip something, like you said, I was looking
mhm,
for the picture of my mom with her
mhm.
sweater on that she actually made, but I can't find it. So
Well,
sorry.
one thing I used to do was cross stitch. I loved to cross stitch, and I cross
Yep.
stitched a bunch of stuff. And now I can't do it anymore. My eyes are not great, and even with glass, I would need like a magnifying glass.
Yes.
And then my hands. I have a lot of arthritis, so my hands are not.
I
They're
understand.
okay with the crochet hook and the knitting needles, but just if doing the tight stuff. And then I type all the time too, so I always using my hands,
Do
and I
you
miss
have
it.
do you have any favorite, like if somebody wants to start crocheting, do you have a favorite crochet hook that you like?
A favorite brand or just a favorite size?
A brand.
A
Like
brand?
I ordered mine off Amazon and they have like the
Mhm.
grippers on that. They're,
Yeah.
and I did the grippers for the arthritic reasons of instead of a,
Mhm.
you know,
So I here's one that I've got that I like. See, let's see, where's the camera?
right
And
there. Nice.
the problem with this is that it does get a little gray with use. But anyway, these you can get at Hobby Lobby, or at least you
Okay.
used to. This is kind of old. I like these. Okay, I don't like the grippers. I've tried using those. Those would be good for me, but I just like plain old metal hooks, and I've gotten those from
Yeah.
uh, all kinds of places, get them
Right.
off Amazon. I don't like the brand that's at Walmart. It'll say BOYE.
Okay.
I avoid those, and I mean I have them, and I will use them in a pinch because of how the hook is. So there's two different kinds of hook. I'm getting too way into the weeds, I know, but just a little bit. So those hooks are a little bit sharper
Okay.
and point in, and then the other ones, lots of other ones are, there's more of a space there. So for me, that's easier to crochet with. And I'm
Okay.
actually un unofficially a certified crochet instructor. I went and did the course during COVID, right before
That's
COVID hit, actually.
awesome. I did not know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I did. Well, I had forgotten about forgotten about because
Is
what
that at
happened
the
was
yarn shop there where you live?
no, no. So I haven't taught anybody. So I did. It's like a correspondence course. It's through the Crochet Guild of America, and I was like,
Okay.
you know what? I would love to do videos where I'm not on camera and teach people how to crochet. Well, I did the course, and then one of the requirements to get certified was to teach classes, and COVID hit, so nobody was teaching classes anywhere. And
Okay.
so I never finished that last requirement to get the
Wow.
actual paper of being certified, but I have all like the information and I made samples. So now that we're talking about this, I might need to just start doing that
You
because
just do it. So because my
yeah.
mom started doing it, she didn't finish either, and I'm upset with her. To a master knitter.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
she would
I
do
am not a
really well
master
with it.
crocheter, but
Yeah.
yeah, she should just to say that I'm a master knitter.
Yes.
That
It
would be
was
really
so much
cool.
work. Like what she had to put together was so much work. She'd
Oh,
be calling
really?
me up and yes,
Mm.
but do it. Simply Jan Homestead, she likes to embroider and do diamond art. I think Sherry, don't you like doing diamond art?
My youngest daughter loves diamond art. She's
Yeah,
also very artsy. She's very, very talented. She's a great artist. She's a fantastic makeup artist, but she really,
that's
really enjoys diamond art.
Sherry, my sister just sent me, here's the sweater my mom knitted for herself.
Let's see. Oh, that's beautiful.
Isn't that? And she made my
Wow.
daughter one just like that in a different color though.
Uh-huh.
So yeah. Who's putting Christmas? Oh, I've noticed people are putting Christmas decorations up early this year.
They have been putting them up since November 1st in my neighborhood, and
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I am here for it. And because I just feel like
Thank
we
you,
need more
Christy.
sparkle
Yeah,
in the world.
I know.
And so yeah, I think we're going to do ours this weekend. My husband is even getting into now he's because I'm having this hip replacement. I think I'm having it done next month instead of January. So
Yes,
praise
that's
the Lord
praise.
of that.
Yeah, praise the Lord.
So, but my husband's got to, you know, get out all the stuff, and our youngest lives with us, and so she's going to have to do a lot of the work. But I think I'm going to be able to like put the decorations on. I can't stand up for very long,
You
and I
may
have this on
surprise
my.
yourself. You may surprise yourself with the
I may
recovery.
surprise myself. I may do that.
Yeah, you may.
But I'm ready to get rid of this because I've been wearing this now for a few weeks because I have to use a cane and his
Yes.
hand's getting a little weak. But yeah, I'm ready for Christmas decorations. Have you guys started? Or are you gonna? Do you decorate much for the holidays?
No, not like I used to. I don't really. For me. It's too cluttery and too messy. It drives me up the
Gotcha.
wall.
Yeah,
I have issues with that. So
that makes sense.
so what I'll do, we do have a tree and the lights went out on it. I need to actually order more of these lights from Amazon. They're a candle. They look like a candle lit and they go on your tree.
Oh yeah,
They're really cute.
Pretty.
So I will put up the tree and turn the lights on and put a topper on, and that's my decoration. I don't pull out any of the ornaments. I don't want any part of it.
Okay.
It's too much. It's just too much.
Yeah.
And if I'm the only one decorating and taking it down, why do that to myself?
That's very true.
I try to focus on the reason we celebrate Christmas versus all the
extra.
Yeah. Because I could go buy a whole bunch of cute decorations. There's some really great things out there that I want to buy. And then I go, why? You don't even use the ones you have at home.
Yeah. It is tempting. We haven't bought Christmas decorations in a long time.
Yeah.
And, but excuse me, I do like sparkle. I'm the person that goes in the store and just gets real, excited when I see anything shiny. But
I know you did, sure.
Not go crazy.
Yeah.
A lot of homes are not, I'm not there yet. Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I thought I was kind of going a little cuckoo.
No, because same here.
Is it me or? But yeah.
Same. No, and I think it's because Thanksgiving's so much later.
Oh wow.
Maybe Thanksgiving is the 28th this year. So, and most people decorate like right after Thanksgiving, but I think because it's so late, they're doing everything early.
That makes sense.
Listen, Susan, she just bought decorations for a golf cart.
Well, yeah. We need to see a picture when you're done decorating.
Yeah, Susan.
Those golf carts are serious business.
Susan she's under her daughter's account, Christina, that I know. So if you don't know who we're referring to, it's Christina. Her name is Susan, if you want to know. I bet he will be there.
That's going to be cute. Yeah. That's going to be cute.
Hey, Kathleen, if you can just hold the chat. Hey, little house in the farm. How are you? Oh, that's okay. What's going on? I want to introduce you to my friend up here, Kathleen Fuller. She is also an author too. And we've been getting to know her and learning some more about her books. That's what we've been doing. And we're talking about Christmas decorations. So I want to go, guys, we're going to do a giveaway.
This is actually a good segue to.
Yeah, right? Yes, exactly. Go ahead. This is the giveaway.
This is my latest book. It's called Mistletoe Season. And actually, it is a November. Okay. I'm going to be awkward with the. Okay, here we go.
You're good.
Am I good? All right. It is a novella collection with Pepper Basham and Sheila Roberts. And my story is Return to Mistletoe, and it's about a woman who runs an antique store in Mistletoe, Missouri. And her high school crush returns. This is very Hallmarky, by the way, on purpose. So if you like Hallmark movies, you're going to love this collection. He returns after spending 25 years in Ireland redoing an Irish castle. So yeah, I really had fun writing this book because when I wrote it, it was during Christmas. And so that's always fun when you're writing. That doesn't happen all the time. Actually, kind of happens rarely. If you're writing a Christmas book during the Christmas season, because then you just like you're inspired by everything. I've written Christmas books in June, and it's just not as magical. But anyway, so we're going to be giving this away. This is going to be an autographed copy. And also, I'm going to throw in a little crochet item that's hand crocheted by me, which will be a surprise. So, mistletoe.
Great job.
Season. Thank you. Thank you very much. And thank you for hosting it.
Yeah. So, friends, I'm over on the YouTube random comment picker. I'm trying to get that all set up for us so we can get this done right. Jan, can't I do the hashtag on there in the video? Can I do it from there? So let me go see. Whoa, I don't want that. My computer's acting weird. I'm back. Yeah, the cover's cute, isn't it? So I'll be right back. Keep talking, Kathleen.
Mm-hmm. The cover is really cute. So just a reminder. I don't know if you guys have been to any bookstores lately, but these cartoony covers are super popular. I've got another book coming out, and it's actually coming out in December. It's not a Christmas book, and it's a solo book. It's called So Into You, and I actually brought, excuse me, I brought my author copies to the Lancaster event, and I gave them all away. I did a drawing. And so I was hoping I'd have my author copies, but I don't. So because I was going to actually plug that book.
Oh yeah.
So but that's coming out in December 2nd. But it's also got like a cute cartoony cover on it. And yeah, so if anybody's got any questions about crochet or writing or back problems. I'm expert on that. Teaching.
I am. Yeah, go ahead. Keep talking.
I'm running out of. I can't believe this. Where is my husband? I'm actually saying I'm running out of things to say. He would be so.
You're
happy.
running out of things.
I am married to a wonderful man. Let's talk about my husband, okay?
Let's do, please.
A wonderful man. We met in 1992 at ballroom dancing lessons, and it was pretty amazing. So I get comments sometimes from my stories where I have the characters like one or both of them are like insta love. They see each other. For me, I met my husband and I was like, boom! I felt this like, this seismic shift. And when I met him, and he was not quite as enamored of me. I mean, he liked me and all that. And so, anyway, we got married in 1993. And in 1994, we had our son, Matthew. And Matthew lives in Colorado, Fort Collins, and he's married to my wonderful daughter-in-law, Sammy. And then a year later, we had Sydney, and she is a staff sergeant in the Army. And she's stationed in Fort Carson. So it's really cool because my son and my daughter are just 3 hours away. So they can see each other. She has a great boyfriend who's also in the military. He's in the Army. His name's Josh. And then our youngest Zoe was born almost 27 years ago. So her birthday was like, what, 1997. Yeah, that's when she was born. Oh, gosh. Anyway, and so she lives, I know. I used to get so irritated with my mom. She's like, how can you not remember these birth dates? And I'm like, oh, I'm here now.
I have the same problem.
Yeah, I understand it now. I get it.
Yeah.
So anyway, she works for Sherwin-Williams. And like I said, she's a, artsy person. She got her degree in film, digital film in 2020. And so she hasn't been able to use that degree. But she's an assistant manager and she really enjoys helping people pick out paint. She's a color specialist. I didn't know there was, you go to a paint store and you're just like, oh, okay, well, I just want this. There's just a whole bunch that goes into working at a paint store. She actually helped me with one of my Amish books because in the marriage pact, no, sorry, that's coming out. It's the proposal plot. Sorry, I'm getting confused. The proposal plot, one of the characters has paint dumped all over their head accidentally. And I was like,
Oh,
okay, what
no.
kind of paint? How would it be clean up? It's the middle of winter, all this kind of stuff. So anyway, and that's our family. So Jimmy and I have been married for 31 years, and we had a double wedding. And with my
That's
brother and his
awesome.
wife. Yeah. And for our 25th, we went on a anniversary cruise together. It was really cool.
Oh, that's awesome. I am
Yeah.
over here. I've put in the video and it's going to grab, hopefully it'll grab the comments. So let's check this out. Let me
Let's see
get
how
over
this
here.
works. I'm learning a lot from this, just seeing how.
Hey, Bushcraft family, welcome in. Why isn't it working? Just a second. Let me go back to it. Is it moving over there on your side? No, because what is that? 15. I have to add here. I just want to let you know. Okay, it's going to grab the comments. Let's see. Did it do anything yet? And start.
I'm not sure what I'm looking for.
It's not doing, I guess it's not picking them. I've never had this problem. I know how to use this. All right. So 10, maybe because it's alive. I thought. Just a second. Paste. Okay. 10. Sorry, the video has commands disabled, which we cannot. What? It's not letting me do it. It's really easy to do, believe it or not.
Okay.
But for some reason, it's not allowing me to do it. So if you are interested in winning this book, how did I do the hashtag giveaway the last time? I know how. Jan, are you in the chat? It shouldn't be this difficult. Tammy, are you in?
Excuse me.
Because I want to do it so I can teach you. I want to do a hashtag giveaway. I've done it before. Oh, I know where it is. How do I do? Doesn't StreamYard have its own giveaway that I can use? Or is it just, am I just the one who's thinking? Okay, random comment picker. Here we go. Share. We're going to try this one more time. 3. Got it. Is it doing anything over there?
Not that I can tell. I'm not sure what I'm looking for, though.
What hash? I know, but I've done this before. How do I do the hashtag giveaway? Why am I being so ridiculous today? It's okay. We can choose it.
It's technology. It's not you.
No, for some reason, this isn't working for me today. I should have set it up sooner and had everything, but it should be right here. That's the problem I'm having. It should be a hashtag giveaway. There's the video link. Number of winners is 1. Random names. Oh, hold on. Here it is. Okay, name on wheels. Okay, we're going to try something completely different. All right. Did it do anything? Yeah, I know, right? That's what I'm getting ready to do, Christy, is go back to the old fashioned way, names in a hat. No, it's not showing. I don't know. Okay, so we're going to do this a completely different way. We're not going to waste any more time there. So, do you have your phone nearby?
Me?
Yeah.
I do. It's turned off though.
Oh.
I can turn it back on.
We're gonna. How many people are in the chat? We're gonna pick a number between 1 and 30, and the person either who gets it closest to it or lands on it wins the book. So let's get the number first. Kathleen, do you have a number in mind?
Oh, I'm just 11.
Well, why would you tell them the answer?
Because I wasn't listening to you. All right, it's not 11. I'm sorry, I got confused.
It's okay.
You just asked me a question, I answered it. Okay.
Text me a number.
Never mind.
Text me.
All right, I can do that. I can do that.
Speaking.
Yeah, you should have led with that. Text me a number, Kathy.
I'm
sorry. No, that's my fault. I just blanked out. I wasn't really paying attention.
No, it's okay. That's why
I was feeling. Honestly, I was feeling with my phone turning it on. So that's why
I know you were, and I should have known better. Jan, look at it. Everybody's picking 11 now.
Y'all are welcome. Okay.
So then that way, both her and I are in agreement. Hey, BNSU Odyssey, welcome in. So we're going to pick a number between 1 and 30. I have the number.
I did it. Okay.
Are you ready? Type your number now, and I'm going to start a timer. Oh, Kathleen, it's been fun, hasn't it?
This has been great. Well, first of all, it is. Oh, wow. I have not been looking at the chat part. I've just been looking at when it pops up here. Yes, this has been great. I really appreciate it. It's always fun visiting with you.
I know.
So first of all, it's a blast.
And
I'd like to do this again. I'd like to do this again at some point.
You just tell me when.
Okay, I will do that.
We can do it during the day. We
deadline.
can do it in the evening time. It doesn't matter. Whatever day works best for you. You just have to let me know.
When do you think is the best time for viewers? When do they usually like to pop into live chats?
Well, I'm usually here on Wednesdays, so they expect me. We have like 16 people here right now.
Wow.
I'm thinking
awesome.
Maybe an evening chat, especially the folks and friends over in the group and Facebook, and that could maybe join us. Okay. If that works for you, we can always set that up too.
So I will be in touch with you. So I've got my deadline, and then I go back to the orthopedist. Probably about 2 or 3 weeks, and I'll know about my surgery thing. So we'll just kind of tentatively sometime in December or January. Would that work?
That's fine. And I just want to announce the YouTube has nothing to do with this giveaway. This is just a random giveaway Kathleen wanted to do. You have to be a U.S. resident and only enter one time, please, with the number. So between 1 and 30. And there's 30 seconds left. I probably should have went through all those rules prior to announcing it.
Susan, you have quite the social life. Bingo on Wednesday and dominoes on Sunday.
You should have seen the video she sent me on my birthday. It made my day. She was so cute. All right, time. Let me see. I don't think anybody guessed it on the nose, but One almost did. You're a little high. How do you do that? How do you do that? There's two people I see that are close. One went over and one is close. So how do you pick that?
They get 2 books. I'll give them both a book.
Okay.
So we'll have 2 winners.
All right. So congratulations to Bushcraft family. You won one of Kathleen's books. And congratulations to Christy Betts. You won one of her books as well. So what's the best way to get a hold of you for address?
Okay. Yes, you can send me, and I don't know if it would help. Well, it's Kathy@KathleenFuller.com is my email address. I can type it in the chat if that helps.
Got you covered.
I mean, it's pretty simple. It's my name. Yeah, there you go. So you just email me your address and I'll get this sent to you as soon as possible.
Congratulations, Bushcraft family. And
I am a little slow with mail, just FYI. I'll try to get as soon as I can.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's awesome. Are there any other questions? What's your time frame like? Do you need to go or?
I've got about 5 more minutes left,
Okay.
and then I do need to log off. Oh, yeah, that's the paint can story.
Yeah. So this is another one of her books, friends. You might want to. I don't know if you've ever read any of the Amish fiction books. You might like them. They are inspirational and encouraging. And if you get a hold of a good author like Kathleen, who does her research and understands that culture and community, she will write to the truth to the best of her knowledge with having to put in the fiction part of it because she has to tell the story. So, and then you gave this one away?
Yes, I will give 2 copies of those. So the 2 winners. So Mistletoe Season. Mm-hmm.
So please check her out on Instagram and Facebook.
I just want to drop another little plug.
Please talk.
For Christmas. So I have a store on my website that you can actually purchase books there. They'll come straight for me, and you can have them autographed. So I don't have all of my books; it's just whatever I have in supply. So if you go to my website and go to shop, you'll see the list of books that I have. If you want to buy one for a gift for somebody for Christmas, just let me know, and I'll autograph it to them and send them straight from the house. Or I can send it to you, whatever you want to do. But yeah, so. And then I also, there's also links in my book section where you can get any of my books. For a book wild, where the main character is an author or writer. Okay. Well, so Say No to Mistletoe by Sheila Roberts in here. This story, the character's a writer.
There you go, Little House.
So here's my recommendation to get this. That worked out well. Yep, she's a writer. I don't think I don't think I've ever written a book that has a writer.
I don't. Okay, I'll be honest. Out of all the books I've read, I've never heard of that one. But that would be a good one, right?
Yep.
I think that'd be a good one. But thanks for the question, Little House at the Farm. So if you want, you can go to her website and order the book. I think you would enjoy all the authors in that book. They're all really good authors. And I like the novellas because you get the 3 different authors. Like if you're the 3 different authors, it gives you an opportunity to get to know the authors and their writing. That's what I like about these books. You get 3 different people in their writing.
Yeah. And that's actually the whole idea of it. It's sometimes it's hard to just I think that will work for the book challenge. Another novel to read on the beach. Oh, good grief.
You know what, Susan?
Just rub it in, Susan. Rub it in that you're at the beach.
I know, right?
Well, she actually won So Into You, so she's already read that. So you'll have to wait until the next one comes out next year. But
that's awesome that it's for a book challenge. Maybe it will qualify, maybe, huh? And maybe you can then You know, we read books by word of mouth, right? What authors are your favorite authors? On my book review page on Facebook, that's a question I ask every Friday, you know, giving a shout out to the authors and books. And it's not just for
Thank you.
Amish books, but yeah, but it's so great to hear what everybody else has to say.
Oh, thank you, Susan. I'm so glad.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Friends, any last minute questions or anything for Kathleen? I hope you've enjoyed this. I know this is like, I just thought it would be a really great chat today, bringing somebody in a totally different topic outside the whole homesteading canning thing. You know what I mean? Oh, there comes the question because she probably,
Okay, I'll answer this, and then I'm sorry I do have to go. I don't need
yeah.
to. So we'll just wait. Anything else, we'll just wait until our next chat. Okay. So I got started writing Amish fiction when I used to live in Ohio. I live in Arkansas now. I live 40 minutes from an Amish community. My agent asked me if I'd be interested in writing Amish. So I went to the Amish community. I made a friend there. And that's what I would suggest. If you're interested in writing Amish, I would start with visiting an Amish community, going to the library and talking to the librarians in a community. So how I got in contact with my friend is through the librarian at Middlefield Library, because Amish are big readers and big users of the library, and Mennonite too. And there's a lot of information on the internet about the Amish, and I don't know about the Mennonite. I don't write Mennonite, but you know, they're very similar. And well, the question just kind of zipped by me here. So tips for someone that might want to write about the Amish or Mennonites. Yes, I would definitely do your research on the internet. If you can make a friend, or at least, you know, go to an Amish community several times before you start writing. I will say this, though. I will say this. Right now, the Amish genre is waning. So there's not really any publishers, actually no publishers except for Love Inspired are publishing Amish right now. That can change. And this happens all the time in the publishing and in movies. We see it in entertainment all the time. Right now we're on a superhero movie high, and you know, I think we're kind of overloaded on that. So I'm not going to say never, don't say never, but I just want to be upfront with you that, you know, right now Amish is waning, and so, but I encourage you to write what you love and enjoy it.
Yeah.
And if you have any other questions about that, you can email me and I'll be happy to answer those too.
Oh, that's so nice of you. Friends, I do hope you've enjoyed Kathleen today. I have, Kathleen, but if you have 1 second after I end the chat, just 1 second.
Sure. Yeah.
It has been such a pleasure. Thank you, everybody, for your questions. Thanks for being here. Go check out Kathleen over on Instagram, on Facebook. If you go to the top of the comments page, you can see where I've listed all her links at, or you can just go Google her. All right, everybody be blessed, and we will see you on the next day. Chat. Bye, friends.
Bye.